Hi YouTube. As you can see, Magic the Gathering Arena has added the Brothers War, and with that they also added something else. They added golden packs, so by buying 10 packs of Brothers War, we actually get a golden pack. Now you might be able to notice that I have some 20,000 gold right here, which means we get to open 2 golden packs, as well as obviously 20 packs of Brothers War. So let's buy them. What's the most intelligent way to do this? 15 packs, 3 packs, and then 2 of a single pack. I think that's the least amount of effort. Now hopefully actually buying 15 at a time doesn't just like limit us into the first thingy. Okay, it rolls over to the next one. That would have been extremely awkward. Actually, turns out we started off with 1 pack for whatever reason, so I guess we only need to buy 19 packs, but I'm gonna buy 20 just to make it a nice round number for you guys. Claim and claim. Oh wait, or is it because I unlocked the masteries? So I'm gonna start off by opening the Brothers War packs, and then I'm gonna open the 2 golden packs. Let's go. I have played this format once on pre-release date, but that's it. Okay, Feldon, Ronom Excavator. Can't block, and whenever it is dealt damage, exile that many cards from the top of my library. Choose one of them until the end of your next turn, which is really relevant. It's not until the end of the turn, it's until the end of the next turn. You may play that card, so yeah, you can just like choose a land as well, because it doesn't say cast. That's always something you gotta keep your eye open for. Chromatic Star. Okay, I mean it's a 1-mana card that filters mana, and when it is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. That's a card. That is indeed a card. Brush land. Oh, a pain land. Wait, what? Why is it here? Why did we get the pain land here? Or is it oh, it's because whatever we get as the... What are those called? They're not blueprints, because only some of them have the blueprints, but those like mystical archives of this pack. So if they get the rare or mythic slot, they actually go into the pack's rare or mythic slot, and then the actual rare you get just replaces... Wait, it doesn't even replace an uncommon. It just goes in the slot for an uncommon, and then an uncommon is moved into the common slot there. Okay. Unwinding Lock. Untap all artifacts you control during each other player's untap step. That's interesting. Interesting is the word I'd use. I feel like it's kind of made for some shenanigans that aren't as morally corrupt as like straight up Paradox engine, but I'm not sure how good it is when Commander is still not a thing. I feel like it might not do enough in 2-player games. Brotherhood's End. Okay, so this is obviously about like Mishra and Urza starting to fight. Deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, or destroys all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. Well of Lost Dreams. Whenever you gain life, you may pay X, where X is less than equal to the amount of life you gained. If you do, draw X cards. Seems fine, I think. I mean, it's nothing special, but it's probably gonna make it into some of my brawl decks, definitely, because I don't actually bother to optimize them that well. Okay, we got a wild card. So apparently you don't get wild cards from the golden packs, but I don't know too much, so I could be wrong. But apparently you actually only get wild cards if you literally have everything else already. Target player mills X cards, where X is the number of cards in that player's graveyard. Take 5 mana to activate, 6 mana to play. That's expensive. Ooh, but a mythic. When you cast this spell, whenever it attacks, destroy up to one target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a tapped Power Stone token. So important to notice here is that Unearth does not cast the creature. So if you play this from your hand, that's casting, that activates the cast thingy, but Unearthing doesn't actually do it. But with Unearth it gains haste, so you get to attack, and that will activate the effect. But you don't get to destroy 2 things when you Unearth with this card. Not how Unearth works, unfortunately. Springleaf Drum. Tap and untap. Oh, classic. Tap an untapped creature you control, add 1 mana of any color. There's like a bunch of jank decks I want to really make work in a Commander with this. Because there's that... Because there's like a bunch of cards with the mechanic inspired who care about being untapped, I think. And a Springleaf Drum would be like just a fun way of doing that. But I'm not sure how much use I'll find for this in Commander though. Whenever you draw your 2nd card each turn, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Okay, and when it dies, return another target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Interesting. Wait. This is in a common slot. Now this seems interesting. Meria deck, anyone? I feel like this slots into a Meria deck quite nicely. Because this just does a lot in there. And notably the filtering ability doesn't have like a tap either. Because in that deck eventually you are gonna just be able to produce almost endless green mana, but you can't really filter it. And the card draws a card when you play it as well. It seems kind of valuable. The Kazia's Welcome. Oh, I was so excited when I opened one of these in the pre-release. I literally put it into my Alila Commander deck immediately. Now I can't even play the deck until Friday, which is... Well, it's... it's like... half past midnight, so it's technically Wednesday already. 2 more days until it's legal. Even play that deck, because I was just so excited to put this card into the Alila deck. But yeah, lovely. And Alila is actually a thing we can play in Brawl, as well as Commander, so this will actually probably see play in some of my arena decks. Quite hype. Astral Cornucopia enters the battlefield with X charge counters on it. Choose a color, add mana of that color for each charge counter on Astral Cornucopia. I'm trying to think how many cards there are that just like add charge counters. Because this is obviously gonna go in the charge counter or proliferate deck, right? Does it have any other use? Probably not. Alrighty then. I mean, at worst it is just a 3 mana stone, but... eh. Okay. Oh, it actually... What did I think about it? It does work quite nicely with... What's his face? The green Phyrexian guy. With the new Vorinclex. Oh, Bonesaw. With this alt art. I think I opened one of these as well. It looks lovely. And just another Brotherhood's End. It's a kind of a board clear. Yeah. Destroying a Planeswalker is something I don't quite understand. Like, why would it deal damage to Planeswalkers? Wasn't the whole point that... Well, whatever. Maybe a flavor fail. Whatever. Don't care. Don't think Urza was a Planeswalker back then. Burnished Hearth. This is kind of a card that has slowly but surely fallen out of all my Commander decks. I used to love playing this card, man. Just doesn't quite make the cut anymore. Except for colorless commander decks. But guess what? This does not work in colorless brawl decks because Arena still doesn't have a wastes in it, as far as I know. So this does absolutely nothing in colorless decks. Because those are the only basic lands that fit into colorless decks. Unless the game allows you to play colored lands in colorless brawl decks, but I don't think it does. Urkul, master wizard. Well, he's a master at being a wizard, so he has to be strong. At the beginning of your end step, if you have cast a non-creature spell this turn, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. For each card type among non-creature spells you have cast this turn, you may put a card of that type from among the revealed cards into your hand. Also, if you play like an artifact creature, it doesn't actually count artifacts into this. Okay, that makes sense. That's a lot of words, but yeah, I get it. Should I actually like open the first pack at like 10 packs? I feel like that would make sense, because you'd open it at 10 packs, right? Phyrexian Revoker. Yeah, there has never been any problems with this card. Or wait, was it this card or was it Pithing Needle? One of the two. Where there's like legendary cards that... like where there's just a name and then there's a different name. Different card with the same first name but without the rest of the stuff. It was like Borikmos or something, right? I feel like there is... Well, I don't remember the name of the card, but I'm pretty sure there's been like kind of a major decision made in a game where a guy names a legendary creature and kind of accidentally names the wrong one just because there's... I think it's something enraged and then just only the name. Oh, I shouldn't be like... If I can't remember, I should just skip over that. I think I might actually edit some of this out. Okay, so here's the last pack before we open the first golden pack. Millstone. That sure is a card. And it mills. As an additional cast to ghost this spell, sacrifice a creature. Search your library for a card. Put that card into your hand, then shuffle. And it certainly is a card. There certainly are combo decks that I'm gonna play this in. Now let's open the first golden pack. So it has 6 cards. And 2 of them seem to be from Brothers War, and the 3 others are not. They are from the same kind of semi-block. They're both from Innistrad. Related sets, if I'm not mistaken. This is Midnight Hunt, right? And this is Crimson Wall. But I think that might just be a coincidence. I think they're just anything except Brawl, unless you have everything but Brawl. Return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That seems like a good ability. Falco, Spara Pact Weaver enters the battlefield. The shield counter on it has Flying Trample, is a 3/3 for 4. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast spells from the top of your library by removing a counter from a creature you control, in addition to paying their other costs. I'm sure there's a way to break this, but I'm not too excited. Another Springleaf Drum. Loran of the Third Path. When he enters the battlefield, she enters the battlefield. Destroy up to one target artifact or enchantment. You and target opponent each draw a card. So, Reclamation Sage, I guess. But also other abilities. The ability to misplay. But sometimes it's not a misplay to use the second ability. I mean, it's a Rec Sage with upside, but it's not an elf. Which is quite significant also, but I like Loran of the third path here. Yeah, with abilities as strong as that, I'm sure the third path are gonna make it out of the war alive and well. Ornithopter, oh, I love this guy. Misery's Shadow. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. Oh, that's just lovely. I so hate playing against abilities like this, but man, when you are the one with the ability, does it feel good. Don't even care about the fact that it has the basic shade ability. Which of course is just to pay 1 to get +1/+1. Jalum Tome. 2 and tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. Nothing exciting. I mean, it's for 3 as well. Visions of Phyrexia. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. At the beginning of your end step, if you didn't play a card from exile this turn, create a tapped Power Stone token. Interesting. I mean, it is just card advantage. I do feel like I lost a game where I just couldn't remove an opponent's version of that card. I could be wrong though. Oh, we got another one. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact token. If only it was green-red. Underground River, a classic. I'm saying classic, but wait, have the Painlands actually even... When's the last time these guys were actually reprinted? I feel like it might have been a while. Like the Allied Painlands. Altar of Dementia. Ooh, that's spicy. Now if all... This is gonna unlock so many new doors for us. The Brawl decks. Just lovely. Yep. Unfortunately, I don't think there are... Wait, are there any persist creatures? Is there a Kids and Things added in the anthologies? Because I'm guessing there's at least one combo we could get off with Kids and Things and an Altar of Dementia. Yeah, anything that allows you to sack a creature for a specific good effect, or a specific effect that can somehow end up with you winning the game, is usually a very dangerous combination with persist cards. Because as long as you can give them a +1/+1 counter, every time they come back, you can just endlessly sacrifice them. Legions to Ashes. Exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls, and all tokens that player controls with the same name as that permanent. Ooh. Oh, I skipped. I didn't get to see what that was. I'm sad now. I'm gonna go look. I'm sure it won't take too long. It usually shows the new cards you opened right here. Oh, this is a really annoying situation. It was a Quicksilver Amulet. 4 mana, 4 and tap it to put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. I mean... Maybe. I mean, we don't have the card pool of like Commander in Arena, so maybe, but it is quite expensive. Ashnode's Harvester works really well against Ashnode's Harvester, because it can exile unearthed cards. Oh, just a straight out mythic rare wild card there. Straight up, not straight out. 2 mana equipped creature gets +2/+0 when it dies. Draw a card. Equip either 2 or a black. It usually would be a good thing, but it also just means that it's not gonna make it into some brawl decks that would like it. Still seems like a good card, I suppose. I guess they really like learned their lesson from Skullclamp. Healing Stone. We have seen one of those already, and I was not impressed. Dreams of Steel and Oil. Okay, it's... Oh, you exile either an artifact or creature from your opponent's hand. Or from their graveyard. Interesting. Not sure how many responses black has for artifacts usually, so... Discard kind of is something black occasionally needs, but I think black has better discard effects already in Arena as well. Temporal Anchor. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 2. Whenever you choose to put 1 or more cards on the bottom of your library while scrying, exile that many cards from the bottom of your library. During your turn, you may play cards exiled with Temporal Anchor. So this card does some fun little things with, like, Vega the Watcher, I think is what it's called. There's a card that allows you to draw whenever you play, whenever you cast a card from anywhere but your hand. Okay, and let's jump into the last golden pack here. What do we have? Legions to Ashes. Blade Called Serpent. When it enters the battlefield, for each blue spent to cast it, draw a card. For each black spent to cast it, each opponent discards a card. And for each red spent to cast it, it gets +1/+0 and gains trample and haste until the end of the turn. Interesting. Okay. And the X might come up because there's cards that make artifacts cheaper, so you occasionally do need to pay extra mana costs for you to actually be able to get as much out of this as you want. And you can just use the X to like pay 8 to get like an extra effect as well. Or one of the effects twice. When Dominating Vampire enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of vampires you control until the end of the turn. Untap that creature, it gains haste until the end of turn. So it's... I mean, it's a 3 mana 3/3, but it's also just a significantly worse act of treason, no? Okay, Soul Partition. Exile target non-land permanent. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it by just casting it, but it costs 2 more to cast. Oh, but it's only when it's cast and they can't play it. Oh, never mind. I was thinking of like a situation where this would affect a land, but it obviously says exile target non-land permanent, so never mind. The difference between playing and casting does not actually become relevant here. And we opened Primal Adversary. When it enters the battlefield, we may pay 1 generic and 1 green any number of times. And when we pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Then up to that many target lands you control become 3/3 wolves with haste that are still lands. Wait, it doesn't say until the end of the turn either. That's interesting. Don't think I'll play it. It's interesting though. And yeah, that's it. Both of the gold packs as well as 20 packs of Brothers War. Hope you enjoyed the video, dudes, dudettes, and everything in between. And I hope to see you in the next one as well. Have a good one.